For the interpolation search, it's considered as one of the improvement over the binary search. Now, why that thing is being called? Why that thing is being called? That's more important. That is the thing that whenever you are talking about the binary search, you are taking the sorted array. Okay. Now consider there are 500 elements. There are 500 elements of your sorted array. Now, suppose you want to check whether the number 2, suppose 2 is the number that you want to search, whether that is present in the list or not. Then how you should proceed means, as per the binary search algorithm, how you should proceed?
First the whole array will be divided into half. Yes, ma'am, and then it will again search for the middle element of that.
So that means just think in this way. You want to check whether the 2 is present or not, and you know that if 2 is present, that will be in the left side, almost in the leftmost side, right? Means if I am considering the only the positive number series and all. Now, so first you will go into the 258 position, then divided by 2, 125th position, then the next location will be 125 by 2, right? 62, 3, that kind of position. Again you will divide, and you will continue divide, and obviously if 2 is present or not present, you can take the decision almost at the end, right? There is no confusion, yes. And this division process continuously reducing the array size n every time by 2, so the efficiency is at log n, and that's why we can tell that yes, this is very good algorithm, most efficient. Yes, fine. But there is another point. What? Why we go for that kind of division again and again? If somehow you get a hint that in which particular side your this element may exist, then things will be more helpful, is not that? If you get one hint that at which particular side your element may be present, then that will be good or bad? That instead of continuously division, means dividing the entire array by 2 continuously, if you get the opportunity to know that at which side your element is present, then that will be good or bad? Good, right? So that is the motto. Now, how you can assure that is possible? See, I don't know how many of you have, means just now I remember, I can just remember one example, that I don't know how many of you visited that shop, or whether you are visiting there or not, that I don't know. I'm just telling you that suppose if you visit a shari shop like Adi Mohini Mohan Kanjilal or the Mohini Mohan Kanjilal, generally girls visit that shop almost, at least, means if I consider the Kolkata or the Kolkata surrounding, almost the 50% girl visit that Priyo Gopal Bishoy, and the 50% girl may be visiting this Adi Mohini Mohan Kanjilal. And for the marriage, one common shari in the Bengal is the Benarasi. Fine. So if the girl says that I want the shari which is you show me all the shari, so that becomes continuously everything. Or the girl says, no, you show me the saris which are near to red or near to orange, near to pink, then means either you can say anything that is near to red or almost red, or the means shades which are near to red, then the shopkeeper or the person, the salesperson, need not to show the 50% of the sari. If I say that, Dada, please show me that particular shade of the blue, that is the royal blue, not the indigo even. You show me the royal blue or the nearest shade of the royal blue. Time reduced, like?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So why that is possible? Because they are arranging the shade, or they are arranging the rack in that way that which are very near to each other. Okay. Now, if you are specifying that from which particular area you want to take the element, then the search time will be reduced. Like in the number, if you know what is the distribution, means forget about a human, if there is a robot, they need to know that, okay, after how many colors, from which particular color range and all these, they need to pick it up. So that means if you know that what is the gap of the elements, each and every element, what is the gap, then you can say easily, or at least try to predict or try to think that in which part, in which pole the element may exist. The array may be consist of 500 to 1000 elements. It may be possible. But from there, you need to think that where you can go, where you can find the element. Instead of continuously doing a mechanical division, if you can at least try to predict that in which part that is there. So now if the numbers are uniformly distributed, then you can say, okay, each element with the gap of 2, that means that will be in that side. That means that will be in that side. Means whenever we book a ticket in a train, and if I get the berth number, then how we can actually try to calculate that what will be the berth, means whether it is middle, whether it is upper and all those things, because we know the uniform distribution. That for the first one, there will be, it is 3 tier, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, side upper, side lower. Again from there, you know that. Then only you can identify that, okay, which particular area that person may sit. Otherwise, it's not possible. So that is the facility of uniformly distribution. So interpolation search, it must be sorted definitely and uniformly distributed. And this is one of the searching algorithm where we are not only bothered about the position, means in other algorithms like binary search or the linear search, we only concentrated our entire calculation based on the index position only. But now you can see that here this m equals to k minus a low by a high minus a low. What is that? K is your key element. K is your key element. Okay. So if K is your key element, then what you will do? If K is your key element, then you are subtracting that with the A low. You are subtracting that with K low. So what actually this part is doing? That what is the distance of your first element with your search element? This particular subtraction, doing what? This particular subtraction is doing that what is the distance of the key element with the first element. Okay. Now, whatever the distance, what is the ratio means if I consider the total number range, as per the range, in which part, means if I consider now, try to consider or try to find out that what is the ratio, that in which part the number may be, then you need to divide it by the total range of numbers. So this A high minus A low is the total range. So by this, what you are getting, suppose you want to search the number 2, or suppose want to search the number 5, and the first number is, for example, 1. Fine. So this is 5 minus 1, 4, by suppose A high is 495. Okay. And minus this will be what? Minus this will be 1. So 495 minus 1, 494. So as a whole, what you are getting? As a whole, you are getting that this will be 5 minus 1 by 494. So that means it becomes your now 494. So this will be kind of 0.01, that kind of thing. Means now if you think that now where may it be, now consider another element. So if it is 0, 1, 0, the value is basically 5 minus 1 by 494, and if I do this then I will get 0.008 if I calculate it in this way. So if you want to even multiply this with 100 and all, you will get okay 0.8 and all those things. So this is a floating point value and you need to take it. Okay. Now, what is the facility of doing that? Now it's taking that in which side the element may be. You are getting some value 4 by 494, which is 008. That value supposed to be multiplied by the 499 plus 1, that is the low. Even you are getting the position 5 almost in the single calculation. So the main point is here, you are with this aim you are finding the pole. With this end you are finding the pole. Try to find the pole. Fine. That in which side it may be. First you are finding a ratio, the distance of my search element to the first element, and what is the distance of that, means what is the ratio of your element distance with the in the total range. Then you are multiplying it with this, means this is your total index range, and then whatever the value you are getting, that is your position. So this way what happened, that you are not going to middle, then again middle, then again middle. No, you are not doing that. So that is the facility. Now please again tell me, is it clear the target or how to do this, or any other question exists? Is it
Excuse
clear?
me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, is it necessary that the gaps in between should be uniform?
Yes, for doing the interpolation search, that is the criteria. For doing the interpolation search, that is the input criteria. You cannot change it because the person who have developed the algorithm, it's based on that the number should be fairly distributed. Means almost uniform. You can go for a little bit vary maybe, but the target is it should be almost, because otherwise what happens, see, the efficiency in case of successful search is almost in log of login. Fine. Where in binary search it is only login. But the point is that if you do not go in that way, what will be the problem? If you do not allow that the uniformity, this particular thing will not give a proper value, then there will be no facility to interpolation search. No one is going to tell you that you need to use the binary search, you need to linear search, you need to do Fibonacci search, or you need to do the interpolation search. It based on the data, you need to think that which must be the better one. And that's why interpolation search cannot be used at each and every time, because for an unknown data set, it may not be known to you that what is the status of the data and all. So that is the input criteria. Without that, the performance will degrade.
Okay. Okay.
And okay. Any other question or any other confusion in last 2 months, whatever I have discussed? Means then only I will proceed. Otherwise, I will clarify those and I'll go on. Anyone else? Any other thing?
Ma'am, one question is given in the chat box, ma'am. Please.
Okay, actually, when I'm dealing with this, acha, infix to postfix via, okay, implementation of the, implementation. Shahil, we will do the, please someone mute your microphone. I can revise the infix to postfix normal in the class time, but we are in the plan that during the lab, obviously I'll discuss, during the lab we will do the program. So should I revise it now the process, or during the lab when we'll discuss the stack, that day we will do the program? Don't worry, whatever the things are there, the parenthesis checking, infix to postfix evaluation, we'll do all the program in the lab session. That's why I have kept that aside.
Okay. Ma'am, what's the exam date?
That is actually given by the assistant controller and in discussion with the Alexa. Fine. So at present I cannot say, but you can think that it's about the first week of October.
Okay. And what's the lab syllabus in?
Whatever the things are being done, means still when the date will be, means if up to that time whatever the topics will be covered, you will get questions from there only.
Okay.
Means if things are allowed in offline, then printed question you need to face the lab. Things will be done in the CCFL, or otherwise things will be done in HackerRank, the way you do the things. Okay. Shubham, LOC part is, LOC is just a variable name. If you can look at this, Shubham, this is just a variable name. Now, actually, if I go by the book, this entire thing is a single formula. But when I'm writing in the slide, actually writing it in a single line, it's actually not that much visible. Means it's not easy to read. That's why taking the, this is in the binary search, you are calculating the mid position and then you are comparing the element with the previous element and the next element. Means the left side element and right side element other than the middle element. Like in interpolation search, you need to find the pole, that in which pole, and then you need to find actually one location. LOC actually the abbreviated part of the location, nickname of the location that is given there, and this is the main part of interpolation search actually. See, rest of the thing is same as your binary search. Means in case of binary search, you have done, if the key is less than a mid, then you are supposed to move to the left side. Means you need to change the high. Done the same. If it is equals, then flag is true, means the number is found. And otherwise, if the key element is greater than the middle element, then you need to go to the right side. So you need to change the location. In case of binary search, it becomes low equals to mid plus 1. So here it is LOC plus 1 location. By LOC, actually you are finding the location. So finding the location, first you need to check that in which part, means where your element, what is the probability, what is the area where getting your element, the probability of getting your element is high, then with that fractional part you are actually multiplying this particular indexes. Okay. So anything else or should I proceed? Anything else, any doubt or any question, any query, or should I proceed to next algorithm? Okay, I think no other things are there. Anyway, just let me open. Okay, so I think slides are again visible, right? Because sometimes
Yes,
the-
ma'am.
Okay, okay. So
Yes,
next,
ma'am.
okay, okay, thank you. So next is your selection shot. Yes, you have learned this. Those who are doing the programming from the school life, they have also learned it. So as per the syllabus, just I need to revise, and some of people also there who are starting learning from the BTech level only. So for some of the student, this may be kind of a repetition, but for some people may be the new thing. So the thing is, its selection short is based on what? Based on method of selection. So if you can remember my last class, then uh, then what will be there? Now then there will be uh, based on the method of selection. So many methods are there. If you can remember the last class that depending upon the many different way things are there. Okay. So in case of selection, the target is what? The target is that you need to select single element. The method of selection tells us that you need to select the single element and consider as if that is the smallest. It's based on the fact that you need to consider, okay, select the first element, maybe, or the last element, then you compare and assume as if that is the smallest element. Now, if your assumption is wrong, then you do the exchange, that is the swapping. And if your that particular thing is not there, then what you will do? Then you will proceed as usual. If it is smallest, you will continue. If it is not smallest, means if it is not smaller, then you need to do the exchange. So if I go by the algorithm, this will be this way actually, that you need to take the array size in. Your loop will go from 0 to I loop will go from 0 to n minus 1, and j loop will go from I plus 1 to n. So what I told that you need to select one element. So which element you will select? Eventually you will select the first element. What is your first element? Now A0. A0 is your first element. So with the A0, what is your target? Your assumption is that this is the smallest element. So you need to compare that element with the rest of the elements. So what is the rest of the element? A1 to the n, means n minus 1 position. So A1 to n, that is your rest of the position. So that's why the J loop is starting with I plus 1. Why I plus 1? Now first time I'm comparing A0 with rest of the element. Second time I need to compare A1 with next set of element. Third time it will start with A2 and will do the comparison with next set of element. So at each phase, you are selecting one element. Okay. Now, so whenever you are selecting the element, after that what you are doing, you are just comparing that whether the comparison AI with AJ. If you can remember the logic of the bubble shot, other than this I and J thing where J is continuously reducing, from the back side, if I am going to do a ascending order list, the J is with the last value with n minus I minus 1. It's continuously reducing its comparison space or the sorting space. And it was comparing AJ with AJ plus 1. The first element with second element with third element with fourth element. Mean in each iteration, like a bubble, it's moving. But in case of selection, it's what? It is selecting a fixed element. Means for one iteration, it is actually fixing. It is actually fixing one element, and after that it's comparing the rest of the element. That I plus 1 to n. It's comparing. Fine. And if the condition is satisfying that no, the selected element is not smaller, rather greater than, then you need to swap it. That is the method of selection, that selecting one element and the comparison. So one example is just given. The same set 72854. So now you are selecting the 7 and then you are supposed to compare it to the rest of the elements. So in the first step, when you are taking, this is I equals to 0, j equals to I plus 1, means this is 2. So AI with AJ, you are comparing. So whenever you are comparing these two, 2 will be in the first position and 7 will be in this position. Fine. So okay, so you need to continue in this way. But in the next phase also, again you will compare not with 7, because your target is not the element which is present. Your target actually based on what? Based on the position. See.
Ma'am, can you please go to the previous slide once?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
What is your logic? Your logic is that I equals to 0 to n minus 1 and there is I plus 1 to n. So you need to compare a of I with a of j, means I equals to 0 and j equals to I plus 1. So you are comparing these two. So you are comparing basically a0 with a1. So when you are comparing a0 with a1, what you will find? Definitely 7 is greater than 2. So you just swap them. Okay, swap them. 2, 7, 8, 5, 4. Okay. Now may I go to the next slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now if I go in the next, what is my loop is running? So I have just completed the j equals to I plus 1, means j equals to 1 only. But I need to complete the next set, means j equals to 2, j equals to 3 till j is less than 5. I need to go up to that. So next you will compare again a of I. Now what is a of I? Now a of I is now changed. That is 2. So now 2 will be compared with 7 and so on. So if I go by all the slides, then this will be, means if I give it in the slide, so then it will be a thing. First you are comparing 7 and 2. Then you will compare 2 and 5. Then means all these things compared, and after that you will get this result. Then in the next iteration, you will start from I equals to 1. That is with the 1 position. You will compare this and you will change. In the next phase, you will start with the third position, means A2. Third position means A2. So you will do this and you will find. And at the end, there is obviously the single element for comparison and this. So what you can say, means if I consider bubble and selection, What are the difference you can observe? It's very important whenever we are going by these sorting algorithms. It's important to identify that whether everything is same or whether some difference is there. That we need to know. Is everything is same? No.
No, ma'am.
That is based on completely on method of exchange only, right? It's based on method of selection. Fine. Next is, most importantly, if the list is sorted, will it reduce the number of comparisons? In case of bubble sort, if you can remember the last class, I told that if the list is sorted, there will be no swap operation and all those things. Or if I can give some more restriction and all, maybe I can try to reduce the number of comparison. If the list is shorter, definitely there will be no such thing. But now for selection sort, just tell me, you can understand that what is the time complexity. Almost both the loop is running for n times. Means this is for n time and this is again for those. So the complexity is of order of n square. But is there any chance that if the list is shorted, there will be any chance that the complexity will be less than n square? Is there any
No, ma'am.
chance?
No, ma'am.
Yes. The point is that whether it is shorted or not, this AI every time need to do the comparison with rest of the AJ. That's different issue, that this swapping will not be performed. That's a different situation. But otherwise, it need to do all its job. There is no
Yes, ma'am.
way to stop. Similarly, even if it is a reversely sorted list, then the number of swapping will be maxima. So you can say that if it is sorted list, then number of swapping is not that much. Rather, there will be no swap operation. But otherwise, till the time you are coming for the comparison and all, things will be as it is. Right? So there is no way to reduce it. Now, almost these two are of n square. I'm giving you one task. You have obviously time till tomorrow. You need to find, is there any difference of bubble sort and selection sort? Means both are of n square. That's very clear. Whether it is shorted or unshorted, the performance is same and all. But is there any difference? That you need to find. Little bit definitely. Some reasons, some considerations are there. Means when to select bubble sort and when to select the selection sort, those are some concepts. I'm giving you the task to find that. So it's already 10:13. I'm sharing the link of your class quiz so that you can give that. I'm sharing it and then obviously in 7 minutes I cannot discuss the insertion sort. Anyway, next I can discuss. So, and one request for everyone, that is, please join the class by 9:35. Otherwise, what is the problem? That even it's better that if you join by 9:32 or something. Otherwise, the problem is that there will be huge time will be wasted by doing this, allowing you people to the class. That's just a request. If you can maintain that, that will be better. And one more thing, now the class will be in the Google Meet, be it theory or be it lab. So it's better that if you can clarify your doubts, if you let me know that what are the areas where you are facing the problem, then it will be good for me and maybe helpful for you. Fine. So you can give the exam now and then you can leave the meeting.